500,000 people visited the Bullock Texas State History Museum in 2012, making us one of the most visited history museums in the country. Exhibit attendance increased over the previous year, the first significant upswing in 8 years, underscoring the most important fact about the museum. We're extending our reach to engage the broadest possible audience to interpret the fascinating and still unfolding story of Texas. I'm Joan Marshall, standing in the Albert and Ethel Hertzstein Gallery at the museum. The exhibition on view, Texas Music Road Trip, is one of the most prominent examples of how the Bullock Museum continues to evolve to fulfill our mission. Texas Music Road Trip opened in March and tells the story of the profound influence Texas music has had around the world. The exhibit was guest curated by Gary Hartman, founder of the Center for Texas Music History at Texas State University in San Marcos, and features more than 150 rare and unseen artifacts, including vintage photographs, costumes, letters, handwritten lyrics, film clips, and instruments such as the baby grand piano from the Armadillo World headquarters, and Stevie Ray Vaughan's #1 Stratocaster guitar. Fittingly, the legendary Texas Tornadoes kicked off the exhibit with a free concert attended by more than 1,000 people. This is just one example of how our museum opened itself to a family-friendly experience this past year, one that allowed visitors to explore yet another story of Texas. The museum achieved a number of milestones this past year that are highlighted in this annual report. I hope you enjoy the overview and take the opportunity to visit us soon. I also invite you to join the hundreds of others who are building on the positive momentum of the museum by becoming members of the Bullock Texas State History Museum. We want to connect you to your history and the incredible story of Texas.
The Bullock Museum is now in its 11th year of operations, and we are pleased to report the museum's financials are sound. In 2012, our preliminary numbers show the museum generated revenue of $6.2 million. 19% of revenues came from donations and grants, and 81% came from earned income such as admissions, parking revenue, membership, and theater operations. At the same time, we reduced our operating expenses, reflecting the fact that we, along with every Texan, tightened our belt this past year. The combination of increased revenues and lower expenses means the museum ended the year with an operating surplus of $370,000, one of 4 times we have achieved a surplus in our 11-year history. The 2012 financials demonstrate the importance the museum places on upholding its fiduciary responsibility to the citizens of Texas.
In addition to a strong financial picture, we continue to invest in the museum's future. With a great deal of input from external stakeholders, the Texas State History Museum Foundation, and our staff, we have created a 5-year strategic plan to guide the museum into its next decade of growth and success. The plan has 5 critical priorities: become a leading authority on Texas history by offering high-quality and innovative exhibitions, expand public programming to engage a broader, more diverse statewide audience, become a key partner in K-12 education statewide, develop innovative messaging that reflects the new direction of the museum through enhanced marketing, secure the museum's long-term sustainability and success by building greater public and private sector support. The museum made significant progress on each of these goals in 2012. We presented 2 major exhibitions. Texas High School Football More Than a Game was one of the most popular exhibits of all time as fans from around the state came and explored this truly unique Texas phenomenon, from the action on the field to the fans in the stadium and the communities that support it. Equally popular was Texas Music Road Trip, featuring musical traditions from across the state, from country and Cajun to blues and bebop to Spanish ballads and zydeco. Attendance was driven by our exhibitions, but also by the more than 220 programs presented at the museum. A broad array of events, from lectures on Texas in the Civil War to the Made in Texas film series. We also brought back Squeeze Fest, the annual statewide accordion competition, in addition to family programs, demonstrations, and our popular Music Under the Star concert series. Nearly 20% of our visitors last year were school children from across the state. That's over 80,000 K-12 students and teachers. And to support our teachers in the classroom, we published a new curriculum guide on Texas history that meets the state standards and brings history to life for these students. While 2012 was a great year, you might be asking what's ahead. In December, we will open an exciting and important new exhibition entitled Women Shaping Texas. This exhibition is the first in over 30 years to recognize the vital contributions of women to the development of Texas. Through the exhibition, the museum will showcase how women in the 20th century stepped out of the home and into the public sphere to claim their voices as independent citizens, workers, and entrepreneurs, as individuals who exercised their civil rights, and as concerned Texans who sought to change society. This exhibit will be followed by a rare showing of early Texas furniture from the Imahog collection at the Briscoe Center for American History at the University of Texas. The museum continues to build and expand its partnerships with the University of Texas, as well as other core institutions like the Texas State Library and Archive, the Texas Historical Commission, Humanities Texas, and the LBJ Library and Museum, to name a few. In the coming year, we see a number of smarter, higher value opportunities to engage new visitors and to grow our relationship with guests who want to experience all the museum has to offer. Most importantly, we have joined with the Texas State History Museum Foundation to raise significant new funds for the continued investment in our programs, exhibitions, and staff. Thank you for your interest in the Bullock Museum. We're proud to be able to help tell the ever-changing story of Texas, and we'd be pleased to welcome you to your museum. I hope you'll make your date with history very soon.